Me lords, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. As we start this episode, we're currently sat just in front of the bell tower, the clock tower, at Coventry train station, looking out over the very busy and modern looking Coventry. I say modern looking, I do of course mean we've got a couple of high rises, but it is turning into a pretty big city, and the tram station and the bus station in front of us there is looking very busy and very active. Lots of comings and goings, people disembarking, heading to the station and then leaving the station and heading onto the trams, much like you'd see in real life outside a major train station, I suppose, so that's pleasing to see. Now, in the last episode what we did is we indulged ourselves a little bit and we got an airport set up with, I think it was about 4 small aircraft flying between Coventry and Stoke. Whether they become commercially viable at this stage is another matter, but just for the sake of having them in and the excellent views that they offer us in the cabin view, decided we'll go ahead and have them regardless. We are making, what's that at the minute, about 35 million per year, so any losses that the airlines make, we can absorb it quite comfortably. So what's the plan for today? Well, obviously, as always, it will depend on what vehicle unlocks become available as in the next 30 to 40 minutes. But all I was planning on doing really is a bit of line maintenance, I suppose. Just seeing if there's anything where we can make a few tweaks and improvements to help us generate more money and to get things running a bit smoother. So to that end, let's just zoom out of Coventry a little bit and get a bit of a broader overview on our map. Yes, there's our airport, look, just over to the right of Coventry. Now, one of the things I have been looking at, or half looking at, is the shipping run that produces our fuel here in Gillingham. It starts in Quintrell Downs, picks up the crude, drops it here to be refined, then picks it up here, drops it here to be turned into fuel. Now this run here is quite a long stretch for the ships to be running on. So what I was thinking of doing is having, from here, a supplementary oil run, crude oil run, that is just responsible for picking up the crude oil, taking it to Gillingham and then heading straight back, and that can run side by side with the existing line that we have. So let's go ahead to that end and put in a second large dock. In fact, we'll go for a third, just to keep it symmetrical and tidy. There we go. And do we have any spare harbours or docks over here? No, so we're going to need to oh yes we do, sorry, because it's double-sided. So then what we want to do, quick new line from there, that's right, yeah, from there to Bridport, fully loaded when you leave Quintrell Downs, and you're only taking crude oil, and that's all you're going to be doing, sir. It's the darkish grey colour. Let's quickly name him. There we go. And we're going to need a few ships, clearly. Let's drop into our shipyard. And we'll go for the Vandal. And I think we'll have a fair few running this. I'm going to say 8. The idea is we'll have 4 heading inbound, 4 heading outbound, and hopefully they will give themselves the appropriate spacing. Okay, so that's that taken care of. Let's see how other things are progressing. Let's check our steel mill, for example. Still running short on iron. Okay, I wonder, given how powerful the electrified trains are, whether it's worth putting electric trains on our iron ore freight line. I mean, what do they have at the minute? They have the A35s, or maybe we just keep with the steam, but we put the, is it the China Railway JF1? Let's have a look, see if that'd do better things for us. So locomotives right down to the bottom. So there's the 2 electric trains we have. There's a JF1. See, that is slightly more powerful, not that much however. It's quite negligible really. However, if we went for the MILW class EP2, that is infinitely better. So let's just quickly do that. We can add more carriages at a later point, but for now they're getting up to their top speed a lot faster than they were previously, so they should be in and out a lot faster as well. Okay, no electrified path. Whereabouts? Oh, it just shows you the path overview. Okay, let's see if we can spot where we've missed any electrification on this line then. As I said, I did do a lot of it off camera. So from this station is all electrified, that's fine. Down here, oh, there we go. Was that it? Is that all? Yes, I think so, looking at it. Let's just get the line manager, not the line statistics, the line manager. There it is. Oh no, no. There we go. Now manage vehicle, and these two, upgrade these two to the electric train. Yeah, if we quick before we change one, we can see it goes to 50 miles an hour in over half the time. So vast improvement. And then we'll colour them orange. And the idea being they should get the iron ore over from the ore mine to the steel mill a lot faster. There's a shadow of one of our planes just heading into Coventry there. We just have a think as well. Could we add a few more wagons onto these? I think we could. Let's wait for him to leave this little section of track, because the switch for this junction is here-ish. Yeah, there it is. You can see it's in front of the catenary post, which obviously limits the size of the train, because as soon as he overhangs that little switch there, they start to get a little bit confused when it comes to departing this station. So I'll just pause it here, and if we take that back a little, and we want, sorry, it's over, yes, catenary, yes, that's what we want. And then if you just come in a bit sooner, I'm not too concerned about what speed it's offering, because they're coming to a stop at the station anyway. I just want to make sure we didn't have a signal up here which would cause the train to stop there and block this entire section, which we don't do because the nearest signal is back here, so that's a-okay. Let's continue the game, not pause it. That's not continuing it, that's stopping it altogether. And quickly go ahead and manage these vehicles. So they've still got an excellent rating, so we can probably afford to put several cargo wagons on them a piece. Let's have a look. How's that? That takes it to 216, and he's still got 50s across the board. That's an extra 5. An extra 7. There we go. We'll go for 7. Which takes us to 240 capacity, while still maintaining excellent speeds. Well, good speeds, I suppose, technically. There we go. Here's our newly improved and lengthened iron ore train. Let's have a look at him here. Maybe just take a few steps back, get a broader view of him, because he's such a big train now. Where's the station? Just back there. And hopefully what that's going to do for us as well is kick up production over here at the steel mill, because it is the iron ore that they're running short on at the moment, as you can see. But we do have a delivery just arriving, and of course the lack of iron ore is slowing down steel production, which is holding these trains up. So it's all having a knock-on effect, and that is then having a knock-on effect to where the steel is heading to, such as the machines factory and over to the cargo exchange over here. That's special. Well done. Yeah, so these trucks here which are waiting for the steel are just sat waiting. I wouldn't say infinitum, but they are waiting for a long time. Just because of the hold up in iron ore deliveries over the other side of the river. While I'm here, I'm just going to quickly do a little bit of terraforming just to deal with the abruptness of this slope at this exchange. If we just blend it in just a touch. There we go, that's looking a bit better. Okay, how are we doing over here? Things appear to be fairly free-flowing at the plastics factory these days. Obviously did get a bit crazy at one point with the snakes. Snakes are trucks blocking each other in, but for now it seems okay, so we can disregard that. How are we doing over here? Our plastic factory is about to upgrade. And in fact here comes one of our oil trains now. They could probably be improved as well. Still profitable though, so for now it's okay. Quickly just do that as we're passing overhead. There we go. Shall we see how our passenger... Oh, the airport's picked up a little bit. What do we have here? 11. Very nice. Shall we see, yes, how our shuttle services are doing? They are full, and we have a lot of people waiting to use a shuttle service. That, to me, says it's time to edit these vehicles. Should we keep steam on these? I think so. We'll keep steam for the time being. What trains are you utilising? 442 Atlantic. How would the China Railways do for you? Oh, a lot better. But slower. Ah, yes. It's tempting, isn't it, to use the to go electric, to be fair, but it's probably overkill because we don't need that many. We'll stick to the Atlantic. Where are you? The 442 Atlantic. Or shall we go for the Class S? 6860. Yeah, we'll swap to the Class S. We'll keep it steam. But we could add a couple of extra. What wagons? Yeah, you are using the 6-axle. Maybe. Yes. Okay, so I'm getting a bit confused here. If we do something like that, or maybe even just to 80, 68, 56, yeah. We'll go for that. Colour them, they're that lilac-y sort of colour, aren't they? Yes. And then go ahead and add an extra 2 on there as well. See what that does for us in terms of getting those passengers onto their onward journeys a little bit faster, hopefully. How are we doing over here, Bridgewater? Your bus service is quite busy, isn't it? You've only got 5 buses there. Let's go ahead and give you some more. Let's go and give you... We'll give you 8. There we go. Make sure the maintenance is correctly set. Bridgewater still remains a relatively small town because we haven't provided it with goods or fuel at this stage. But all in good time. How are we doing over here? Everybody's waiting on the main line still. We have, what's that, 6 of them? Perhaps we go to 8 trains running the main line? Nope, because we can't afford it, because we've spent an absolute fortune, so we'll come back to that, and that was I won't lie, it was a bit embarrassing right there. How are things doing down here? Seems to be okay. Need to keep an eye on how much we are keeping up here. We don't want this sat empty for too long. One thing I might do quickly is this train, well, sorry, whenever we purchase new trains, they can cause a bit of a traffic jam here as they're waiting to bypass the station. So what we can do for that, we want catenary on this one. We are electrified these days, so make sure everything's electrified. yes, what we can do is add an extra bit of track into the station. And then, do we have enough runoff here? It's going to be... Oh no, it doesn't have to go cross over both ways, does it? Because we've got a diamond here, so that's okay actually, just like that. So yeah, hook that track in that side. And now we want to bring it further back. Where's our... There we go. So what we can do here, make that a little bit faster, like that. There we go. And this will... There's no need for the trains to head back this way, so we can afford to put one-way signals in here. But here we can put two-way, or we need to put two-way, because the trains do run both directions on this little bit of track here. Likewise here. And again, this just gets them off the platform that little bit faster. We could put one there. And I think one, say, there should do. We don't need anything protecting this bit here, because as I said, nothing's going to be returning this way. The placement of that catenary is a little bit distressing. The fact it's sat straight on the rail. Can I live with that? Probably not. But what you could do, if we just go to... Is that the right one? Yes, so this is electrified track still, but it doesn't have any catenary masts. So if we just upgrade that little section there... Oh, that one's done the same there as well, hasn't it? And that one there. It keeps it electrified, but it removes the masts. Now, that does mean the wires are a bit floaty, but you could put some assets in to address that if you wanted to, and I might do that off camera at some point. But the main thing is it's got the mast feet off of the middle of the track, which was all sorts of strange. But anyway, yes, he's done what I wanted him to do, and he's using the bypass line now. So that means for example, this logging train here wouldn't have been caught up waiting for him to clear the platform. He's now used the bypass and carried on his way. And that keeps things a little bit more free-flowing. Let's see how we're doing over here. Okay, so that's quite a full platform. Do we need extra trucks on there? Potentially, yes. How are we doing in terms of upkeep? Not too well on either of the products, to be fair. Now I'm guessing that is because... Yeah, if we look over here, these buildings down here and on this section here are not getting much supply at all. Bricks aren't as bad. Yeah, could maybe tweak that as well, but tools definitely looking a bit worse for wear. Now, rather than mess about moving the truck station, which I don't think is going to make much difference now because they only have a finite radius and the industrial or the commercial sector of Coventry has grown quite a lot. So instead, we could put extra truck stations in. We could say have one there and one there. Yes, one there and one there. Just planning ahead here in terms of what route these trucks will take. We shall connect these roads up like this. And then what we can also do is add we need a third platform at the truck station outside the tool works. Like so. And we can have a new line from there to there. I'm not really fussed if you're not fully loaded because you're just a supplementary delivery. However, I do want to make sure you're only taking tools. I don't think you have much choice. Make sure we name him correctly. We'll just call it Coventry 02. There we go. So we've got a second tools delivering to Coventry. And we'll go ahead and add a third. Again, don't care if you're not fully loaded or not. That's not my issue. There we go. Coventry, Coventry 2 and Coventry 3. Not going to have many vehicles on this. I'm going to say, let's have a look. Just perhaps 6 per new line. Or even just 5. 5 for now, which makes 10 total. Obviously the maintenance is important for these, however, because they are going into the city. So if you go to Tools Delivery 3, you go to Tools Delivery 2, we should start seeing some tool generation on the other 2 platforms shortly. And that should just help increase the supply into Coventry, which should stimulate even more growth. Ah yes, here we go, look, our first extra unit of tools ready to go on the new line. What line is that? Number 2. Nothing for number 3 yet, but I'm sure in time that will change. This tram station here is looking very busy. I guess that's overcrowded as well. Yes, indeed it is. Do you need more trams? Perhaps. We'll go for another 2. Good, they're all set to very high maintenance already, which is excellent. Now, is it worth also doing another supplementary bricks delivery? I mean, there's not many out here who aren't receiving supply. We'll keep the bricks as is for now, I think. It could just be we need more vehicles on the delivery line itself. We've got 14. We'll go to 20. There we go. Get the maintenance cranked up for the new vehicles. Now, elephant in the room. How's Coventry Station doing? We've got a lot waiting on the Northern Main Line. I may go ahead and add an extra. We've got 5. We'll go for 6. Have 6 trains running that line from now on. And on the main line, everybody's heading to... It's fairly well distributed, to be fair. About 30 to Petersfield, 60 to Bridport, and 90 to Gillingham. There or thereabouts. That's... it's not like we have one overly popular destination. I suppose Gillingham is the bigger of the destinations, or the more attractive. What's happening over here? Busy, 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 busy. We already have a lot of buses running that line. Do we need an extra bus service perhaps? Where are they all headed to? Let's have a look. They're all going to the station exchange, which is obviously this one here, and these are all going to either Mill Lane or School Lane. So that's School Lane, that's Mill Lane. So it's basically people going from, what's this? This is obviously the quite dense residential area to the station. That to me says metro. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's add a metro to Bridport. They've not got one yet. What do we have first of all? The Daimler Dex streetcar and the Vickers Victoria, which is a cargo plane. Don't think we'll be using a cargo plane just yet, but we can have a look later and see where we might ship some air freight. Anyway, moving on. Let's see where we could give these good people a tram network. If we... I'm going to say do not a full loop as such, but do a decent loop of the city. Like so. Now we do want to make sure we hit this dense residential area. But I think coming down here is going to give us enough catchment. Yes, it is. Like that. Okie dokie. No room to put an extra platform in there, which is upsetting me. Yeah, that's cool. I think we have to do a bit of compulsory purchase order here and demolish their houses. Sorry. I'm sure we did refund them the cost. There we go. The trams might have to do a few loopy loops when they come in here, but I can live with that. Can always tidy it up a little later. So let's go ahead and put some tram stops. I'm going to try and keep these reasonably well spaced out. They can go in there as well. And then come, well, you can use that stop. Is that both ways? It is now. You can use that stop and those stops, and there, then there, and then you can come around this way. And then down here. Keep him out of the way of that truck unload point there. Don't want the truck sat waiting behind our trams. And like that. Let's go ahead and drop one of the lines in. So we're starting here. And we're going this way. Let's just set the colour to something a bit different. Go for a darkish red. Has that done okay? It seems to have done. There's going to be a bit of platform sharing there, but that's okay, I think. I say with bated breath, we shall wait and see. This is Metro 01 Bridport. There we go. And then we need the reverse line as well. And hopefully this will alleviate some of the overcrowding at our bus stops as people opt to take the new metro instead. Yes, that's fine. It's, yeah, like I said, at these stations here it's going to be a bit tripping over itself, but unfortunately for the time being, there's not much I could do about that. I could have a look at it a bit later on and see if we can smooth it out a little bit, but just to get these passengers moving, it should be good enough for now. What do we need? We need a tram depot. That's a road depot. There we go, tram depot. Whoa, don't zoom out. Where can we fit it in first? Do we have to squeeze next to these lovely residents here? Drag their house price down a little bit by sticking a dirty great tram depot next to them? Looks like it. Let's get some Moscow Fs purchased. I think we'll go for 12, not 121, Jesus Christ, no. So that's 6 per route, or 6 per line. So we had one, this sort of reddish colour, Metro 1, and then the rest are this lighter blue, Metro 2. Let's see if they have any sort of impact at all. Yeah, everybody's sharing platform 1 nowadays. Does anybody still have passengers on the Coventry to Bridport Intercity bus, which is nice to see. Gillingham. A lot of people are heading to Boston. So that's our shuttle service up the hill there. Not too concerned by that, if I'm honest. Sorry, Boston. I take it these are all our new ships that we put onto the crude oil shunting line. So we'll just ignore them for now. We'll return to them later. Haywood. Busy Haywood. Do you need more? We'll double the buses. We'll put 10. That may be a little overkill. But I mean, if it is overkill, I know it says it doesn't look like we can afford it, but we can. Obviously, we've spent a fortune on trams and trains in the past 12 months, so that's why that's so negative at the moment. It's not a problem. How are we doing here? The Western Main Line, quite busy. Should we put another 2 on there if we can afford it? How is it at the other stations? Macclesfield, not too busy, and Ulverston, not too busy either. Maybe we just go for a third train. No, I will go for 4. Why not? I'll treat myself. I'll be indulgent. Be good to myself. We've earned it. So Bridport, the station's quite busy. We've hopefully addressed some of this crowding at these stops here. The trams are starting to make their way out, so we should start seeing an effect there. Coventry Airport is getting a lot busier. Do we need... I think we're going to have more aircraft. We'll double them as well. Colour them in blue. And hopefully that'll see us good. How are the iron ore trains doing now after their extension? Well, making a lot more money. An extra, what's that, about 2.5 million on top of their previous earnings. And what sort of effect has it had over here? Much better. Much better. One of our steel trains just arriving there, one just leaving for the cargo exchange. Got a build-up of machines here. What line is that on? Over to Bridport. Do we need an extra train for this perhaps? I think so. We've only got one and it is running a fair distance, so can we afford to clone him? Yes. We do need to name him. So we'll do that now. So this is machinery. Bridgewater to Bridport 02. Bridporty? Pants party. Oh god, it's all gone wrong. There we go. How's things doing down here? Our train is still shy and not come out of himself. That's bugging me, so I'll send him on his way. So we've just had a steel drop off quite clearly. How many trains do we have delivering the steel into here? We have 2. I guess it's just the distance they're running that's the hold up at the moment then, but that's okay. Got a lot of bricks waiting, but I think we've got plenty of ships. We've got 6 taking them to Coventry. And 6 taking them to Hayward. That should be enough, I think. Morley looks okay. Bridgewater looks okay apart from the station. The lot going to Coventry, yes. I mean, we do have the bus route you could use instead if you wanted to. But, you know, that's for you to decide, sir, not me. How's our little work shuttle bus that we put in? Oh, we've got people here, look, so we are seeing some passenger generation. In fact, we can see here how many passengers they've taken. They're taking around about, what's that, an average about 30-ish per year. Yeah, that's not bad. We have tools on all 3 lines now. Not too many on the supplementary lines, but that's okay. I never wanted there to be too many on the supplementary lines. It was just to try and get this number up. Doesn't seem to have had much impact yet. Hopefully that will start to be realised as time progresses though. Lots of ships in this area. Are these all on the fuel production run? I think they are. Yes, looking like it. So, none of our crude oil shipping that we've set up has arrived yet. I guess this is all them here in this area. And if we see now, look, the AI has decided that shipping the crude oil via this line seems to be... Oh no, it is... Keep an eye on that and see if it's distributing it evenly enough. What we could do, just for the time being, is set that to... So he's not waiting for a full load here. He can just pick up whatever. Because the idea being we've got enough here being shipped on the dedicated line that they should have enough down here. So it doesn't matter if these are leaving only partially full. And in fact, it may turn out that we don't even need our fuel production ships coming up here anymore. All they can start doing instead is running the refined oil to the fuel refinery, and that could be good enough for us. How are we doing down here? A lot of action, a lot of trucks in and out. Looking quite busy there. The various trucks and the various goods going about their business. Do a little bit of terraforming, can't help myself. What I might do at some point, might even dedicate an episode to it, is a bit of asset work. Because we have a lot of mods. So we could add our own assets in areas like this to make it look a little bit more built up and like a full bustling cargo hub sort of thing. Yeah, that's the one. Just gonna do a little bit of painting while I'm here. Just to make it look a little bit more urbanized, I suppose. There we go. Don't know what's it's not really done much for me. I'm kind of disappointed in that. Petersfield. Bus service too, busy, but you've already got quite a few buses on there. Are you wanting a tram as well then? Possibly. Possibly. Gillingham, fine. Any pickup on our trams yet? Not really. Maybe that'll come with time. Maybe. Well, anyway, I think that's a nice point to end the episode anyway. Been a bit slower paced today compared to recently when we electrified our trains and then got our first aircraft running on the map. But sometimes it pays just to take a step back a little bit and fine tune your lines and look at your vehicles and see if you can't make a few tweaks here and there, especially if you've just had a few frantic episodes. It's easy to get lost in the joy of new unlocks and overlook your existing infrastructure and network and make them feel a bit neglected and sad. Not that a train could feel sad, but to justify my actions, I'll say they're feeling sad. So yeah, if you're one who likes to see lots of building and new action, this episode probably wasn't for you, and I do apologise for that. If you enjoy the tweaks, this episode also probably wasn't for you, because I probably made a complete mess of it and didn't do it correctly. But we shall see. We shall see. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy it either way, and I hope you're still enjoying the series. But all that remains for me to say now is take care of yourselves, guys. Ta-ta for now.